Hello everyone and welcome to He Makes Me Play. I am Marius and I'm blind. I can't see and so I make other people play video games. And I am here today with my friend Vincent. Hello Vincent.
Hello, Marius.
Yes, and we're playing Stanley Parable.
Yes.
Which is a strange little game by Crow. That's a game studio. And I say we get right into it.
Yeah.
This game, I think, best explains itself.
Begin the game. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. Actually, the end is never the end is never the end.
It says that?
That's the loading screen
Okay.
message, yes.
We've both played this before.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation.
Oh, no.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
I
But
guess
as
we
he
can
came to
move,
his wits
Vincent,
and
can we?
regained his senses,
Not
he
yet.
got up from
No?
his desk and stepped out of
Okay.
his office.
Well, now we can step out of the office, I assume.
Right, the game gives you control.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is the whole thing with this game. There's a narrator, and like he said in the intro, we are given orders usually by this narrator.
Yes.
Before we do anything, can you up the volume just a tad?
Yes, I think so. Actually, I think the game volume is already on max, but we can do that. Let's see if that's better.
All right. So I say we just what should we do?
Get out of the office, as the
Yeah.
narrator said.
Let's do it. Let's just do what he says.
Mm-hmm.
That can't
All
be
of
bad.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, let's do it. Where's the meeting room?
Oh man, it's slightly lagging. I hope it's not lagging as badly in the video. Or,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
do we follow the voice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We are rule followers here. But there was another way, right?
Yeah.
To the right? Okay.
To the right.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Huh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Very important meeting, I see.
Yeah. So there was an argument, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We could also walk down,
No.
but we follow the rules.
We go up.
Huh. The windows show nothing but whiteness outside.
Okay.
Up, and we're in the foyer of the bosses. There's a door to the left, but we follow the...
Yeah, go into the boss room.
Mm-hmm.
No
Stepping
shenanigans.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I'm wondering
What
what
he
is
could
belief.
not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
Oh.
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Wow.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
But we did. You put it in, right?
Huh? What's the pin? I don't know the pin number. Do you know the pin number?
What did he say? 2881, right?
2845, I think.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random
Good
buttons,
job. I would have already failed, even though I didn't mean to.
We are stuck. We're
No,
stuck here forever.
stepped into the
Yeah.
newly opened passageway.
I guess we go through there. It's like, I'm not trying to be like a non-rule follower. I'm just incompetent. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pressing the button. Also, in the intro video, when he said that he's following the button presses, it's like, press escape for 30 milliseconds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's his job, I
Mhm,
guess.
that's his job.
Yeah.
So
Where are we now? Like,
we are
in
behind,
Portal 2.
behind the scenes. It looks literally like the behind the scenes of a movie set.
uh-huh.
So just cardboard boxes and walls that are half finished and open, and
Has Stanley been living in a movie or a show like in Truman Show?
possibly. Well,
Maybe.
we are in a service elevator now, and we can press the down arrow.
We haven't been getting instructions. I'm getting anxious.
The light changed. So the behind the scenes wasn't fully lit.
Yeah.
We are loading. The elevator is apparently a loading
Descending
zone.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Because we are in control.
I
Okay,
guess.
and now we are in the bowels of the
Stanley
building.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Seems like an important... There's a path to the left that says escape.
No,
Then-
go to mind control facility, like he said.
It says
If you just follow the rules, good things will happen, Vincent.
all right,
We all learned this as
yeah,
children.
Yeah, no, you're probably right, I guess.
Be a good ant, they always said to me. And so I did.
We are on a platform, and there's darkness all around us, and there's a big button with a light bulb on it.
We got no instructions.
Yeah,
right?
no, I'm standing here.
Yeah,
There's no instructions.
but can you keep going forward?
No, I think we are at the end of the pathway.
Is this already the end of the game? I forgot how.
I think we've reached the end. Well, it was a nice journey with you.
I mean,
I
you
think we
can
could
also
have-
just stand in place and things will happen. But like, I think we should push the button.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's. What was the last thing he said? Can we go back?
Let's see if I can.
I
we
mean,
lost.
no. I mean, like, what did he say? There's.
No, the path just leads into blackness.
Yeah. Okay. But what am I supposed to do now?
I don't know. Help, narrator, tell us more.
Okay. Describe the scene to me. Is there anything else here, Vincent?
There's a desk with a huge button on it, and a lamp we can't interact with, and a clipboard we can't interact with, and then a blue chair, the desk chair in front of it we can't interact with, and then we are standing on a concrete platform, basically, that has a like a railing made out of
Right.
steel, and then there is a closed, also steel bar door that I assume is the way forward once we open it.
Okay, open it.
We can't open it. It has no...
God damn it! Push the button. I'm getting tired of this.
Okay. I expected the narrator to be...
Yeah, we've been here for a while now,
Yes.
though. The game, we gave it a fair
Lights
chance.
rose on an enormous room packed
Okay.
with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah. So, as the narrator said, tons of screens.
Yeah.
And the door opened and we move on to the next platform with more desks
Okay.
and less buttons, I think.
And I
no,
think
there's actually...
he totally wanted us to push that button.
Yes.
It's
Even though
okay.
he didn't say it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Well, he just knows we can think for ourselves.
No, there was one button to press, and that's all the interaction
guess,
we had
yeah.
available to us.
Yeah.
There's one button that has what do you call that? A CCTV, a security camera.
Yeah.
Now the monitors jump to life,
Ah.
their true nature revealed.
Hundreds of
Each
numbers.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
He said that very nicely.
Hmm. What was his number? 427? Yes.
So what's on our screen?
Well, our empty room.
Makes sense.
Every screen here is devoid of humans.
Yeah, there are no more humans.
Ooh. There's one. So they go all the way to 600.
Wow.
And then there's one below 600 that reads fired in
Oh.
red.
It's the
And-
only one who was fired.
And then there are some without numbers.
Okay. Maybe those positions will be filled. Is that
Possibly.
601, judging from the pattern of numbers? That's fired, I mean.
Yes.
Okay.
Though it's a bit weird because there's a gap between 600 and the fired one.
Okay.
And also a gap between the ones without any number. And
Alright.
there's one above 1.
That's God.
I assume so, yes.
Yes.
It's maybe the narrator.
No one is safe. So where do we go?
We move to the next platform.
Okay.
That has, again, a single button with a person in an elevator and an up arrow.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
An elevator reached us with a red light.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I think what he's saying is also not just applying to Stanley, but also to video game characters in general.
No.
Yeah, I think
What?
so, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
You knew this already?
Huh? Yeah. No, you're
It's like-
revealing the world's secret to
It's
me.
also kind of the plot of BioShock,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? With Andrew Ryan and stuff.
Yeah. What does he say? Would you kindly?
Yeah, to
Mhm.
control you. And then you do what he says.
Yeah.
But it's yeah,
Well, Marius,
okay.
would you kindly shut up? I'm gonna.
I thought we were in an elevator.
Yeah, we were in an elevator, and now we're at the top, and we're in a dark room, and there is a store room in front of us, and there are some things.
Is it
But
a
here was
dark
the
room?
proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Yeah.
Happy or
Oh.
sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
This is like in Blade Runner, where they have these machines to set their own moods.
Yeah.
Instead of dismantling it, can we just... no, never
Just-
mind.
just
We're gonna...
leave?
No, no. I take it back.
It would be so.
We will
easy.
obey. No, I was just gonna say, why wouldn't you just set it to happy and just leave it be?
That's it for life.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I solved it.
Yeah. Well, currently it reads. So there are a lot of screens all around. Mind control status offline.
But we want to dismantle. Is there a
Yeah.
dismantle button?
There are tons of buttons in different colors. There's a red button and a teal button and a green button and a yellow button
Okay.
and a purple button.
Push the red button.
Okay. Also in the middle of the room there's
Or is there like a weapon?
no. I mean, all of this looks very much like a a nuclear facility in some
Is
Bond
there a
movie or
screen? If
something.
you break the screen, you disable the machinery.
No. Can
Yeah?
I even... No.
No, okay.
Can I even pick through it?
Yes.
I'm just hammering buttons.
It doesn't do anything.
No. Can I click any of
So,
these?
well,
I like the sound.
yeah, I mean, it's got good sound design, this game.
Okay, now I'm standing. Hey, achievement. You can't jump and get your first achievement.
What's the achievement?
Well, the first achievement is you can't jump, and the second achievement is get your first achievement.
Okay, I see.
Also, I'm standing in the middle of the room. There are no buttons anywhere near me. I'm just clicking.
Oh, it's just always the sound.
Yeah.
I take it back what I said about the sound design.
This is genius.
It's a bit lazy. Maybe he has a keyboard with him. Probably not.
There's a... He's a true keyboard warrior. There's a console
Okay.
that is disabled. We can't interact with that. Is there anything we can use to activate this stuff? There's a door that reads facility power.
Yeah, why not go there?
Okay, there's a button labeled 5.
Wow.
Do we have to go through everything? Okay, that's just facility power. Mind controls, idle awaiting input.
It's like weird. It's the control to his own mind. What happens when he controls
And
the
when at
controls?
last he found the source of the room's power,
Yeah.
he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Stop doing that. I forbid it, Vincent.
Button mashing sound is so funny.
You are quite easy to please, I have to say. Like, I knew this game is basically a comedy game, but I didn't think that was gonna get you.
I don't know why just the idea of the narrator saying, and he pushed the one button and Stanley is just hammering all the buttons.
Okay. Okay, do it one more time. This is the last time, okay? There. We enjoy this. Okay. Now dismantle the machinery.
So we have system power off and on.
Turn it off. That's what he said, right? I never listened
I
to this
don't know.
guy.
I was hammering buttons.
I mean, off is what we want.
Sure. Everything faded to black.
That's it? Game over, man?
Looks like it.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, right? You can no longer control
Yeah,
him.
no, we won
He's
the game.
free now.
Yeah.
We did it.
Easy
Good
game.
job.
I don't know what...
And a rising chill of uncertainty.
What? No, we won.
Was it over?
Yes, it's over.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
A gate is opening.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Stop it.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
You ruined the
The
mood.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
I apologize to my friend
things
Vincent.
were meant to happen.
Just ignore him, please, and
Stanley.
enjoy this existential monologue. Okay.
We beat the game. We got
Yeah,
an
and we're
achievement.
free.
Yeah.
Quite wholesome when you do this.
Greatest button I've ever seen in a game.
Yes, this pleases you, does it not, Vincent? I know what Vincent's getting for Christmas. Just gonna give him a keyboard. Like an old IBM Model M. That's super loud. Anyway, so obviously that was just one playthrough. And we're also playing this game sort of because it has been brought to our attention that the game has new content.
Yes, apparently.
Yeah. And
It's
if you've
the-
played Stanley Parable, but you haven't played this new content, then, well, I guess you might see something new.
Welcome aboard.
Just like us.
Yes, so we reset back to our office.
Yeah. And now we're not gonna do exactly what he says.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Following the path we went on.
How early can you diverge?
Ooh, I think the earliest one of these doors might be able to open, but
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
that's
You
the
go right.
obvious first one. Yes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can we do anything in here?
Good question. Okay. No.
Yes, really
Doesn't
worth
look
it
like
being
it.
here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Paintings are great. It's a painting of just the ocean, nothing on it.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That's weirdly abusive.
Yeah. There's also a painting of a single leaf, like very close up, just a leaf with some
Stanley sat
water
around
drops.
waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I like
Looking
how
at-
you can hear the clock.
Yeah, I'm looking at the clock right now. So, do we continue?
Yeah, I guess you gotta leave this room.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I guess we
Or
do.
we could continue straight on.
Sure. We are defiant.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley was so
Rebels.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
We are in some sort of loading area. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion.
I know what we're gonna do.
Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Well, do we want to...
Can you engage the cargo lift?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I walked
I'm
on
not
it.
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
Can you
is that
jump
the
off?
story has
Sure,
been
if
about
you want me to.
nothing
Yeah.
but you all this time. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, I do.
The only thing I was missing there was some keystrokes.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All right.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Open one of these doors. No.
Okay, let's go to the meeting room.
All right.
I think. I mean, I'm sort of looking for the obviously new content.
But let's take...
When Stanley came to a set of
The
2
right
open
door?
doors, this was
And
not
then
the
follow
correct way
his
to the meeting
Okay.
room,
advice.
And Stanley knew
Okay.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
No
his
time
left.
for
Yeah, okay.
lounging.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There's a lift. down.
All right, let's take it.
I should also say, both of us, we have played this game before, but it's been a long time.
Oh man,
But Stanley
yeah.
didn't want to go back to the office.
Might talk
He
about
wanted
that
to
later.
wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Let's go left.
He sounds unsure.
Oh, no, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right.
Did we break the game?
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yeah, straight on. There's a car. And we go down some stairs. Into the mind control facility.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this
104 is
time,
also
suppose
fired.
we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
You know,
What
now
did you say just now, Vincent?
104 is also fired.
Ah, okay.
I'm tempted to just go there again.
Yeah, kind of, right? Was
All
that
of
new
its
stuff?
co-workers were gone.
I think
I don't
so.
think.
Could it
No.
be?
No?
Stanley
Okay.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Yeah, it
Perhaps
has
he
been
had
a long
simply
time.
missed a memo.
Yeah. And we have been told we would know when the new stuff happened.
I know, that makes me so eager.
When
find
Stanley...
it.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
no. We broke the
No,
game.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over.
There are way
completely
more
fresh.
doors here,
Everything
and
should
all
be...
of them are closed.
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, maybe this is new, but I don't think so. So all the doors have opened. We have
Wow.
our choice of 5 doors.
Pick the first one.
The first one, okay. We're in a labyrinth. A labyrinth of hallways. Do we want to follow the hallways or go behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
We're back in the
Well,
door
I
room.
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
The end's never the end. The end's never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm inclined to totally follow him now because I feel vaguely sorry for this guy. I want to be
Yeah.
supportive.
Well, we broke him enough.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
No
I
doors.
might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
The door's closed. Yeah, he opened it again. Nothing so far. Everything seems perfectly normal.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
So where our room used to be, there's a different hallway, a blue one, like the lounge area. And we are running in circles, which is impossible.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story.
And
Okay,
a
let's
dead
head
end.
back the other way and retrace our steps.
Running in circles again. The door we just went through now leads to a behind-the-scenes area that is completely broken down. Okay, maybe this is new.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
This is all wooden
Well, do you know
house.
what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Yay.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I can't
Okay?
crouch.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
We were just in like a log cabin, or
More like a wooden storehouse
okay,
with thin wooden walls.
all right.
But now we're back. And now we have the Stanley Parable adventure line in front of us.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
Tim.
Just follow the line.
Tim.
How simple is that?
I think I've seen this part though. Maybe I'm wrong. I
Sure,
feel
but-
like at some point in the game I followed a yellow line.
Yeah.
Is this
feels
yellow?
Vaguely, yeah, it's a yellow line.
Yeah,
a
I
thick,
think-
yellow line that immediately turns us to the right into an office we have never been before.
Let's follow it.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the
Yes.
act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, that was very philosophical.
Also, I should say, the line is making some weird turns. Like up the wall, around a chair,
yeah.
down back onto the floor, and then into another office. And now it's just all over the floor. There's a question mark made out of question marks. Up over the ceiling, into a meeting room, everywhere into the meeting room, and then further on, it's zigzagging.
It has it vaguely reminds me of the Warcraft 2 soundtrack.
I
You know
think
what I
I've-
mean?
I don't think I've ever heard the Warcraft 2 soundtrack.
Oh, have you played it?
No.
Okay. I know what we're doing. No, I don't know.
It's good.
I mean, it has this forward-moving sense.
Cut the music, go back, and look at that fern.
I don't know. I mean, you sure you want me to?
We know one thing to do with the fun.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Oh, shut
Make
up.
sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Should I just make
No,
a screenshot?
please describe the fern to me, Vincent.
Well, okay, let me count the parts.
yes,
There's
please count the
1,
leaves on the fern.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then one straight up 7, another straight up 8, another straight up 9, then one slightly bent to the right.
So 10.
10, yes, good counting there. Then 1, 4, there's 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's about 25 in total.
Mhm.
And then each of these bigger
The
stems.
clock
has-
again. Sorry.
Yes, very important and timely.
Well, they're
device.
always there when you're in these waiting situations, right? To just
Yes, there's also the same blue floor as the lounge.
How long will he have us stand and study this fern?
Yeah, well, it's It's an interesting furnace, all I can say.
Why? Why is it interesting?
Well, it's unlike any fern I've ever seen before.
Now you're talking like the narrator. You're not tricking me, Vincent. I know it's you. Did you know that ferns are like the oldest plants?
Like this one?
They're like it. I mean, it's type. It's species.
Really? Tell me more interesting.
I think they were around when dinosaurs were around, and they predate like trees and stuff.
Yeah.
They were like.
Weren't trees around when dinosaurs were around?
I don't know. Maybe not for the whole time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
I have no idea. But at first, there were no plants at all before dinosaurs. And then mushrooms came and conquered the land. And they broke down the minerals.
I think we should get back to the line.
If you know how ferns came into being, leave a comment.
Tell us fern facts.
Okay, I think he's not going to tell us what the deal is with this fern. I think he's trolling us.
Wait, what?
Oh.
We're back at the office?
I've just moved on.
Oh, okay.
No,
Fine.
no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, maybe we confused the line now. That makes sense. So I'm gonna go to the left, because this is exactly our office.
Oh.
The Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Now we follow it again. What I think... Yeah, so it moved into one office, then we took that huge detour, and now we're back here again. And if we follow it further, it moves into another office we have never been in before.
Okay. Sure.
And now we're back behind the stages, and
No,
mind control
not
facility.
again, Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I remember this restarting over and over thing.
It's been a while for me. I honestly can't tell. I'm just enjoying the ride. Isn't that the point of the parable, maybe?
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh, to the right.
Sure.
How fancy.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
This
Just
is
me and Stanley
an
forging a new path, a
hallway.
new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
It's still empty.
Go wild. Use your imagination.
Literally
Whatever
the
it might
emptiest
be,
hallway
Stanley,
we've ever
I'm
been
ready
in.
for it.
Okay, pirates.
Okay.
Pirate stories are
Narrator,
fun.
pirate.
Yeah, I wish the new version of this game should have like voice.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
You
I'd also like
TM.
to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We
TM.
should be fine.
I feel like Stanley Parable 2 should somehow feature ChatGPT. Right? I don't know exactly how, but
Oh yeah, but voice activated. Like
yeah,
so you can talk and
yeah,
the
it
game
answers you.
recognizes.
yeah,
Oh, it answers you. That okay.
yeah. So it's just you give anyway.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere,
I'm gonna walk
which
in
means that
circles.
somewhere, the place where we're trying to
Wait,
go,
I'm
there
gonna
must
be
be a
backwards.
reverse door that leads here. And that in turn
look forward
means
and
that
go
our
backwards.
destination
This is unbelievable.
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is
He's
clearly
saying
yes,
so much without
then by all
saying
accounts,
anything.
The door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Yeah,
This is
Come,
like
Stanley,
medieval
our
sophistry.
destiny awaits.
of course.
How many
If the-
angels fit on a pinhead?
If the
that kind of
if the
shit.
question to the answer, will the door lead us to where we need to go, is yes, then this is the correct door.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course.
Is this game like this is all like metaphors for different takes on existence and stuff, and this was just the sort of
We've reached the end game.
What do you mean end game?
So
The
we-
mind control facility?
No, we entered into a room,
Yeah.
again with the blue walls and blue floor and all that, like the lounge area.
Uh-huh.
And in front of us is a huge white screen that has in black written on it the confusion ending. And we have some of these options. So there are a ton of sub options like first restart, second restart, third restart, fourth restart, fifth restart, and all that. But also narrator restarts the game. The narrator is gone after a long time. Stanley dies. Narrator restarts the game. There is no longer an office, simply black space. Unable to go anywhere or do anything, and all that other stuff. And we have done all the restarts. And it also says you've been playing the confusion ending for 18 minutes, 55, 56, 57, and so on.
Yeah.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Also, both
Wall.
doors lead here.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Loading. So that was the 5th restart of 8.
Huh.
And now the narrator should have forgotten about all the other ones.
He probably hasn't.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, our viewers have been correct. There's an open door, new content.
Oh, it actually says?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That-
Could have seen this coming.
That is the most obvious and...
This is how this game
Correct.
works.
Yeah.
So let's go there.
Why? We can also turn the other way.
No!
I'm not gonna let the game tell me where I have to go.
No, not you too, Vincent.
Okay, let's enter the new content door.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
So we are behind the scenes and we are on some sort of, not lift, but moving platform. And we are loading. We are being driven on this moving platform through...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
There was like a shitty theme park ride with like moving watercolor animatronics, basically. Just
Yeah.
like the game was released, and then there's like a house with a hand coming out of it, giving money to publishers. Pretty good stuff.
It's funny that they keep saying the thrilling adventures, because this game, I'm sorry, but it's like there's no adventure at all, and really no thrill either. It's just sort of funny.
That's true. Well, let's see if we can find any thrilling
Sure.
adventures. There is an elevator.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Well,
That'd be funny if the new content is just trolling us.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
maybe it's just really cash grabby content.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Again, a wide hallway.
Is this some kind of meta commentary on monetization in games
I
currently?
assume so. We're in a big open hall,
Mm-hmm.
which has nothing in it apart from a giant poster that says The Jump Circle.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
New content. Jumps remaining 36.
So you can just stand in a circle and jump?
Well, so far we couldn't jump. So if we can jump now,
True, it's like a new feature.
press space to jump.
Oh, wow. Vincent, doesn't this make you happy? You can push some buttons and it does the same.
This is too easy game. There's no challenge here, no adventure, but I'm gonna do this.
Stanley's got quite the cardio on him.
Yeah. Turned red.
Was that 36 or
Now
whatever?
I can't jump anymore. Help!
Oh no, it took away the feature. Hey, don't go wild, okay?
No. It's paid content, so you would have to pay again to
They
get
can't
more jumps.
let us keep jumping. It might break the rest of the game. Because
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
designed for the...
Is-
It's like mounts
is
in
that
WoW.
it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, another elevator.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Another
Yes. I
hallway.
knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm
Ooh.
ready for whatever it is.
We're back in the office. Ish. Sort of. Thank you for enjoying the
it?
new content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." The Quality Assurance Department signed off on this. I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yes, Daddy.
Well, it was an enjoyable experience, but I guess that's it, right?
Shut up! It's not over. It can't be. It's got to be more.
Well, that looks promising. We're back into our office, but the way out is not into another office building, but sort of a half-built office building.
Okay.
And there's a picture of the usual site we see in front of us, but it's very small.
When you say half-built, do you mean like wireframe, as if a game developer had half-built a level, or a construction site that's half-constructed in the real world?
Well, this is sort of... I meant like a construction site, but this is not really a construction site. This is more like again, behind the scenes where you
film
see...
studio
Yeah, but...
with facades and
More like
wires coming out of the
pipes and
Yeah.
like very like cement blocks and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Not
I
really
see.
finished,
I
but-
get the picture now.
But also there is a desk next to us, and there's a I Hate Mondays
right.
coffee cup and all that.
Office
and then-
humor.
Yeah, and again, in front of us is a blank wall. Like if we just look straight ahead, there's a blank wall, and then I don't know, maybe meter by meter picture of what we would see normally.
Right,
when we went
yes.
leave out. But on the left to it, there's a stairway.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay.
Do we follow the vent, or
Yes.
do we go further up?
No, vent.
Vent, vent, vent. We can crouch now. Okay, there's a coffee nut and a mug that says coffee nut and a screwdriver in the vent. And we're crouching in front of a fall. So we're gonna fall. And we're loading.
This is like Half-Life.
Yeah. Where's our gravity cannon? Or gravity weapon, whatever it's called.
Gordon, look.
What are the spider thingies called? The mind...
Head crabs.
Head crabs, yeah. there
Yes.
they are.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Ooh.
What is it?
Okay, so we left the vents,
Yeah.
and now we're looking at what appears to be part of like a Skyrim or other fantasy creation. It's a huge doorway with like these pillars that twist around themselves, and there's a golden light coming out of it.
Like a real adventure.
Yeah, even though the room we are standing in is still like it's full of office chairs
Right,
and printers and all that, and it's still pretty dark. But
And
let's,
there's like a fairy glow sound.
let's go into an adventure. It's
I
outside.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
But this is nothing like the launch of the Stanley Parable.
Not at all.
Nostalgia is the most poisonous impulse.
Well, we can see pretty far. There are hills in the distance, and we are standing on a path that leads through some grasslands.
This is very relaxing. Do you have like clear sky above you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not clear sky, but
sure, but it's open sky.
yeah, open sky.
Alright.
And in front of us is a house.
A log cabin.
Not exactly, but built out of wood.
All right.
Certainly.
And now we're going to play a little card game called Inscription
It's
with the
following us. Oh,
narrator. No, Vincent, we can never get out of
no,
Inscription
no.
again. Yeah.
Oh God.
Check out our Inscription
Yeah.
playthrough.
Fuck off.
At least for a little bit. Anyway.
It says the Memory Zone,
Yeah.
and the door opened. There are so we are inside the house now, and this is just a trophy room, basically. So there are literally trophies on like Greek pillars or Roman pillars, I'm not sure, and posters. 2013, when the Stanley Parable was released. Or memory, sweet memory on one of the doors. And don't forget the Stanley Parable.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
There's a table with 6 magazines. It says Time, National Geographic, Cargo, Indoor Monthly.
I mean, they were right. It was a different era of video games.
That's true. Audience Reward. The Stanley Parable. 2014 Independent Games Festival. And then
Well, it was well received, the game, right?
the British Academy of Films and Television Arts.
Mm-hmm.
The Stanley Parable. With I didn't realize that. But someone so it actually says a lot, but over the engraving somebody had put like a what do you call that? A film, a bit of tape, and written Stanley Parable all over.
Okay.
Like it was granted to the or given to the Stanley Parable. Yeah, just a lot of posters, good times, memories, original the Stanley Parable, some postcards, and our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable.
I can't take this anymore. Like, it's so funny that they keep harkening back to the memory of the Stanley Parable. When this game got released and I played it first, I remember it very clearly in 2013, because I will not go into the details of the story, but it was on a New Year's Eve, and I was violently fucked up, like incredibly, like to the point where I shouldn't probably put this on the internet, but I will leave out details, but I will say it included me throwing up into a cooking pot in a living room somewhere. Like, it was a very fucked up New Year's Eve. And then I ended up on the couch and we all played the Stanley Parable together.
Together?
Yeah. It was like my brother-in-law was there and stuff. It was
totally imagine that. Just this is such.
It really calmed me down.
Yeah, I imagine like, this is a great game for being.
Actually, in that state of mind, it was the best thing. Yeah. I mean, I had a good time, but it was. Can you imagine that it was sort of surreal? And do you understand why now I feel like this narrator telling me like, oh, remember the good times playing the Stanley Parable? And I'm like, oh, I was so nauseous. Shut up. But so this game always had a weird special place in my heart after that. Yeah.
Well, let's see where this goes. A trip down memory lane. Smile, because it happened.
I know what they mean.
Then there's the Stanley Parable demonstration. And there's a little PC setup.
Oh, can we play the game in the game?
Not quite, but it looks like it.
All right.
I can't reach the buttons. Then they framed the achievement unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. And go outside. Don't play for 5 years.
What? Like the game? Is that the instruction?
I guess.
Oh, it's more like life advice, right? Like go outside, don't play video games for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay.
What else do we have? We have British Academy for Film and Television Arts. Development Team nominee, British Academy Award for Stanley Parable Game Innovation. And debut game, British Academy Awards, story. New video game released today in the New York Times. Creators surprisingly down to earth.
Is that surprising?
I mean, I don't think like this looks like the New York Times had a front page release of or celebration of the release of the Stanley Parable.
Is that true, Vincent?
I don't
Does that
think
happen?
so. Also, because of that, I don't think they are that down to earth.
I think their memory is not completely accurate.
No, not quite.
Just like mine.
And then, for that night. And then the final one is, again, framed the Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. And then we leave the building
Okay.
on to another path.
Huh.
And to the right there's a
Nice music.
bang. Oh, we can't. Okay.
Je suis dans la mémoriso, c'est sur la pluie des
It's just like
et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. C'est là, dans la mémoriso.
it's just a bit too much, you know.
But I think that's the point.
What's next? Like some country singer going, "Where were you when they released the Stanley Parable?" It's basically this, but more cultured.
Yeah. We're also standing in front of another house.
Okay.
That has a pool of water with like huge stones in it. And a little shrine, basically, to the Stanley
To the
Parable.
Stanley Parable. Can we pray to the Stanley Parable?
It looks like a review, I think.
Okay.
And also on the left, there's a
And over
poster.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
With the jumping.
Well, no more jumping. I can't jump anymore.
Yeah. Even took that away. But you can still go back and play the old game. It's not gone.
True.
He
true.
sounds so sad.
Okay, I think we have a choice to make. We can go down to what looks like some sort of service area, or continue on the tour on the right.
Continue the tour.
Okay. It says over the door, the original remake.
There was another remake.
I don't know. Okay. There are parts of the game here. Some of the buttons are on the wall. Are these? Okay, we can't open those.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
This is sort of dripping with self-congratulatory cheese.
Also, he's wrong, right? It's not perfect. It's 9 out of 10.
But before that, he said 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but this one is 9 out of 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But still, I get the message. He thinks it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's just, I expect like something really irreverent to happen soon.
Mm-hmm. There's, weirdly enough, there's a bicycle on the wall here. And then next to the bicycle is a picture of a bicycle.
Yeah, that's
And it also
very
says
fitting.
below the bicycle, it has a loading bar, basically. Preparing snake oil salesman routine. What the hell?
I wonder why the bicycle.
What's on the other side here? Literally anything. It's just framed.
Yeah.
The message, literally anything.
It's
And-
it's a meta commentary on this all being overly celebratory, I guess.
Also, next to that, there's another
Of nothing.
quote framed: "People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything."
That's true, I guess.
Yes. And then there's a door, and above the door is a smaller red and a smaller blue door. Wild.
It's like Matrix, red and blue pill.
Yeah, but we can't reach them. Can we go this way? No, we can't. Oh, okay. Interesting. There is a door, but the door has opened, but in front of it there are boxes. Can we go there? I don't think so. Nope. Can we jump? We can't jump. we are
Well, I just
helplessly
told you can't do anything, so.
trapped. No, but I want to get there. It also says, "The Serious Room." So, looking through the door, it says, "The Serious Room, 2013." And then there's a little stage. I guess that is just part of the game, the original game. The Serious Room. But how do we get out of here? Let's just return and try. Yeah.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
So I just went back into the hallway where I had a decision to make.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized there's a Person of the Year on the wall. And it's blurred out. But I assume it's supposed to be the developer.
Probably. Or the narrator.
Or the narrator, yeah. Let's go down.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
All right.
What's this? What's down here?
This is where we had the choice earlier, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah. I'm
Last-
glad we get to see this now.
last time the door was closed, and now it's the only one open.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I assume we have to
Mm.
go this way. Well, there's a vending machine. That's nice. And
Some snacks.
now we move into the. This looks like a almost post-apocalyptic fantasy area.
Oh,
Not
okay,
really
like Fallout.
Not really fantasy anymore. It's just there are containers with steam on the side, and looks all run down.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
This is what they repressed.
Not recommended.
Honestly,
2.9
I could
hours.
not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! Funny? I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
More containers, more steam containers, and rain, and dark skies, and container moving equipment like forklifts.
Yeah, the music is also more sinister here, or
Mhm.
the soundscape, I should say.
More
Oh, and
steam
this like
reviews.
thunderstorm.
Yeah. What's this? Yeah. So there are Steam reviews, but they are unreadable.
Okay.
This one is.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh no. Also, I just wanted to mention this
Yeah.
review is written by a user called Nudelscharf,
Nice.
which means pasta or noodle.
Hot.
Hmm?
Hot, right? Chaff?
Oh no, the animal.
Oh, a sheep.
Sheep, yes.
Noodle sheep. Nice. Weird that they picked a German one. But this is also, I feel, the most dramatic the Stanley Parable has ever been.
Yes.
Because he's right. It's otherwise it's a super light game.
Mm-hmm.
But like now I feel kind of sorry and sad for the narrator. Like something is wrong and we need to fix it.
Well, the rain has stopped, so we might be getting onto a better part of his
Psyche,
Yes.
because that's
Psyche,
where I feel we
yes.
are.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen one clip of the game, and I think this is it.
Okay.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes,
no.
a skip button we shall have.
So we were standing in front of a sea, and something, a block of concrete rose out of the sea, and we can now move into block of concrete because, whoa, everything just turned. What the hell? Okay, so block of concrete, right? There was a door in it. The door swang open,
Yeah.
and wooden plank also rose, so we could walk on that.
Yeah.
And I took like one step forward, and everything except the door turned dark, and now we can't move back.
Okay. Well,
That's interesting. A bit pushy, I would say. Maybe preachy.
skip.
Yes. Would you look at that? We are in a huge room,
And
and
here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And
That's
it
fine.
goes something like this. The story and the choices, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say
find this mesmerizing.
the story and the choices, or what have you,
voice is
and
great.
therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end
Oh, is it
of
just
time,
looping?
at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah
think
blah blah
it's-
blah blah blah
it's-
blah blah.
I think it's
blah,
looping.
blah, blah.
I
We've
I don't
eaten
think
too
it's a
much and
loop.
can't
I
be
think
just
it has
yet.
segments and it
until
mixes them together and it repeats.
245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000
I mean,
years.
You might be
until
right.
just
This
It's
part is
identical
exactly
to the
the
first
same.
loop
Yeah.
so far.
and never a moment before lunchtime. It
Well,
can't be.
I think we have to
Only
skip
thing
then.
there is.
I-
How many
now I'm
billions
wondering-
I wasn't gonna
until
hurt
so
his
much more than
feelings.
forever
Is there
ago,
an
which is
achievement
why
for
I
listening to
say
this like
Oh no!
500 times?
Why did you say that?
and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth. until
It is the kind of
inevitably
game that
we
would
all until
make
the
you
end
feel
of
like it's
time,
looping, but then actually not loop it?
So, now you
Yeah.
see, blah, blah,
Shit.
blah, blah,
I
blah,
guess
blah,
we'll
blah,
be here
blah,
for a
blah,
while
blah,
then.
blah,
Well, how about
We've
we
eaten too much and it can't
it's
be
pretty
just
late, we
yet.
can go
No,
to sleep,
no,
and
until
our viewers will see us back in 8
245.
hours.
But the logic of elimination working
Nah.
backwards, the
Just
deduction
upload a
therefore
10-hour
becomes
YouTube
impossible to
video.
manufacture. It went on for
Like in that
nearly
game Braid, where you have to
10,000
let it run
years,
for
until
5
just
hours to get the
yesterday,
star.
here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
Yeah, well.
It can't be. It's the only thing there is.
That
How many
game where you can
billions left
rewind
until
time.
so much
Uh-huh.
more than forever ago, which
I
is
think
why
we should play that
say
sometime on the
the
stream.
story,
Right.
other choices,
Yeah, I've
you
never
have
actually
to,
played it.
And therefore,
You
by
haven't?
becoming it
I
is,
haven't.
So on and
Wow,
so forth.
Have
I
you?
did back in the day, several times.
When was it
Until
released?
The end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah, blah, blah,
2008
blah,
or
blah, blah,
something.
blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
blah,
Back
blah,
in,
blah,
like,
blah. We've eaten too much and it
before
can't
times.
be just yet. No, no, until
I don't even remember the New
245.
Year's Eve
But the
when
logic
Braid
of
was
elimination
released.
working backwards,
That's
the
how bad it
deduction
probably
therefore
was.
becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on
Okay,
for
skip
nearly
the-
10,000
skip the skip.
Wait,
years,
wait, is
until
that
just yesterday,
how you
here
rate
and there,
games?
forward
Do
and
I
back, and
remember
never a
New
moment before
Year's
lunchtime.
Eve
It can't
while I
be.
played that
is-
game?
are you telling me you
Only thing
don't?
there is. How many billions left until so
Let me
much
tell you
more than
about when
forever
Unreal
ago?
Tournament
Which is
came
why
out.
I say,
I lost a whole year.
First time I got my stomach pumped.
So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah,
He's
blah,
definitely
blah, blah,
looping.
blah, blah,
You
blah,
think?
blah, blah, blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just
Yeah,
Yes, I think, Vincent.
that the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction
Hey,
therefore
can we
becomes
like
impossible to
dig into the
manufacture.
data files and put this as my ringtone?
We've eaten too much. We've eaten too much.
And never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only
Never a
thing
moment
there is.
before
How many
lunchtime.
billions
Yeah.
left
Blah, blah, blah,
until
blah,
so
blah,
much
blah.
more than forever ago? Which is why I say the story. And therefore, by becoming it is. So on and so forth. Until
It does get funnier the more often you hear.
time, at which time everything all at once. So now
Everything
you
all
see,
at once,
blah 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 blah. Eating too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until
Okay.
245.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
But
press
the
the red
elimination
button.
working
Actually, it's
backwards,
yellow,
the
but
Skip.
deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Can you skip again?
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever
You want me
made
to?
is simply a
Not yet.
series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley.
Not a
It's
terrible
rescued me from
strategy.
disaster in
Oh, yeah.
countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Subtitles just said treatise, Manifesto. And then in parentheses,
Treatise.
repeating.
Manifesto.
Right.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise.
Do you think this is a loop,
Manifesto.
or did they make the voice
Treatise.
actor actually say this?
Manifesto.
I-
Treatise.
I think they looped it, but
Yeah.
they made him do it like 15 times. and then
Manifesto.
Till we get the best one. Come on.
yeah, yeah. Or it's just a loop of him doing it 15 times and then it's looping.
Manifesto.
Maybe
Treatise.
he's able to do it like
Treatise.
exactly identical.
I mean, I would.
And they told him to make it sound like a loop.
Treatise.
But it's very important that it doesn't sound like a loop.
Treatise.
Yeah.
Manifesto.
Well, it does sound like a
Treatise.
loop, though. I think it's a
Manifesto.
loop. Hit the skip button.
Treatise. Manifesto.
Which word do you
Treatise.
prefer?
Manifesto.
Oh, you.
Manifesto.
I was about to press the button, but now I won't.
So manifesto is a word that has
Treatise.
much more impact.
Manifesto.
But I think from the
Treatise.
garbage that he was spewing earlier, that sounds more like a treatise. So I think that's more descriptive.
Manifesto.
So where do we
Treatise.
stop him, right?
Manifesto.
Just
Treatise.
right after he says
Manifesto.
treatise, yeah?
Oh, okay, okay,
Treatise.
okay.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Very good.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording.
I'm
perhaps.
tempted to press
To
it
be
again.
honest, I don't even know if one can
I bet
change
he
their
loops
review
again.
in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
This is how you get 8 hours
Perhaps
of new
that would have been
content.
the
I
smart
guess.
thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
No,
Huh?
no subtitles. What's happening? Did we break the game again? Did we let him talk too much? I'm just gonna run around in this room a little bit.
Sure.
Is there anything behind you? No, just a white wall. Nothing here. Treaties.
There's a clock
manifesto,
again.
Treaty, manifesto.
Shut up.
Treaty, manifesto. Blah 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 blah.
When you said that's how you get 8 hours of content, that was a joke, right?
I have no idea how much
they
content
didn't
there's.
release 8 hour because it is late. Yeah.
I have honestly no idea how much content this has.
I know you're a completionist and all. So am I.
I mean,
but
I'm fine with stopping whenever. We don't have to play this all the way through.
oh no, I mean just not 8 hours is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hit the skip button again?
I could.
Do it. What else?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
We could look at the
It's
clock.
not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the
So it's
skip button
2:30
has been
now.
aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a
door's gone.
door that led into this room?
What the hell?
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some
God,
sort,
he's
or a
rambling
window
again.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
It's interesting
I'll
how
take
good you
anything
get at
from
realizing
this
that.
I know. I mean, and by now I like drift off in my mind.
Go anywhere other than the skip button.
Where has the door gone?
before.
I don't know what I was thinking about, but not what he was saying.
Just ram your way through a
Sudden, there
wall?
was a door here.
Is there any
We have
possibility
been
that you
come
could say,
into the
slam
door.
your
Like, we're
body
not
into
even
the
listening
wall
to him,
and
we're
just
just talking
damages
over him.
are
Actually enough,
for you
damage
to
was
be
done
able to
with
leave?
what?
Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door.
It's
of
still
some
about the
kind.
door.
I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just
I
wait
really want to
here,
press it now.
Wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Okay, press the skip button.
So it's 2:30 now.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
Has
and
the
there's
clock
no
changed?
door, Stanley. There's
Yeah.
no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep
5
pressing
past
it,
3
I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Yeah.
What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you, just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head.
He's
I just
sleeping
couldn't
again.
ignore
think
the
so?
negative
Because
feedback.
that was a wild
Why
cut.
was it so important
That
for
was,
me
I
to
mean,
fix
very
the
overt.
problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much
Yeah.
to me?
He's
I've never
sleeping
even
again.
met
Yeah,
Cookie
but this
Nine.
is
I
a
have
bit more
no
sloppy than the other ones. They were
idea
sort
who
of
they
clever
are.
about the
Yeah.
other ones.
What would it ever
Also,
really
I find it
matter?
interesting
But
that
here I
I've
am.
been standing here. We
Fixating
haven't
on every
moved.
tiny
Yeah.
negative
And
thing that anyone ever says
He's
about
talking
me.
to us
The
about
merest
how
mention
important
of one
our
of my
companionship
imperfections,
is and
I
all
become
that.
as
And
impetulant as a
essentially,
child.
we did nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Impulsive. I can't help myself.
I was a bit
I
hoping
can't stop
for
myself from
like him to
lashing
be
out with a
eventually.
vengeful
Oh, you're actually
fury
staying.
to alter and
Yeah.
to
That's so
change and to
nice.
break
Well, hit the
anything
button.
unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, the room's
You're
dark.
back. Oh my goodness!
Just
I have
wonderful
someone
light.
to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
This is good content.
That's my thought, yeah.
Is he just gonna loop on silence?
I assume so, yeah.
Skip. Hit the button.
Let's see. So the room is deteriorating. There's a plant in the background that is losing its leaves, and there were like 16 or 12 headlights above us, and now there's only one left, and all the other have gone dark. And I'm gonna press it again.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
This is dark.
Yeah. How about we shut off the game now?
Well, I'm halfway expecting the next time for the fucking Disco Elysium Phasmid to show up or something. What's it like for you?
The pale's consuming all.
Yeah, he's having a really trippy time.
Yeah.
And a bad trip at that, it seems.
Yeah.
Well,
Isolation, not good.
skip it. What, 10 years now?
I don't know. Possibly. Ooh. The button. Okay, so we skipped it, but nothing has really changed as far as I can tell. Is this his way of showing us what it is like?
Oh. Wow.
Is he just keeping silent? Okay, just
Is he dead?
Oh god, have we skipped like 100 years? Let's see, the clock doesn't really tell us the date, but it tells us it's 5 to 1.
How's the plant look?
It has lost all leaves,
Right.
but the stem is still looking fine.
Hmm.
Let's skip it again. That's a fire alarm, I think.
Or an alarm clock.
Yeah, but there's a fire alarm above
Oh,
us. and
the battery needs to be changed, probably.
Oh, yeah. Also, the clock has fallen down from the wall. It has stopped at 5 to 1.
Right. Well, it's like the whole room is a clock, right? It's the deterioration is showing us the passage of time.
Oh, yeah. Let's skip it again, I guess.
Where is he?
I don't know. Either he's dead, as you said, or...
He's just brooding.
Yes. I mean, he is trapped in his fear, and we can't really respond to him anyway.
I wish we could help him.
Well,
Skip.
we really can't.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then,
This
he's
is a
talking too
very
much. They say,
scathing
first,
comment
he didn't
on, like,
entertain us, now he won't shut up.
internal
It's the
self-talk,
inconsistency, it's the lack of
negative
accountability,
self-talk.
it's the
Because
unwillingness
I
to
know how he
examine with
feels.
an
It's like, yeah,
uncompromising heart
sure,
the
I've
words
got
they
like
are
all this
speaking into the
inside, like
world. As
years
though there
of
were
just
no
silence,
consequences
and
for
then
a
it just
lack
comes
of
back.
conclusion in one's assessment of our
That's
capable
bullshit.
performance. Absolutely
And
anyone
yeah,
can leave a
I
review.
wish
So
like
here's what
everyone
we
had
do.
a skip
We get these
button in their head.
demands that seek everything and are accountable
Wouldn't
to
that be
nothing.
nice?
We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to
Because
freeze
I feel like we
Stanley
should
in
just
place
skip.
while the
Just
narrator
skip
sits
it,
there
Vincent.
forever and ever." We want all of this in the new Stanley
want
Parable.
This
isn't
We
helping
demand
him.
it. And then,
That's true.
because it was said, because it was spoken, now
And he sounds
it
more
simply
angry.
has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person
Okay, now I
at
wanna hear
every
him.
moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than
This
to
is
do
basically
so?
like the
Yes.
jump room, right?
Yes, it seems that this is now the
'Cause you're
world we
just
live in. It
repeating-
seems that we are
Yeah.
a people
Oh, we
living
probably
in
have to
such
skip this
bleakness and
36
discomfort
times.
with ourselves that
Possibly.
our entertainment
Yeah.
is now
And
our
it's a lot,
lives.
though.
I
It has
mean,
come to represent us. It
sure, he's
absolutely
talking
must
and all
speak
that,
to
but-
who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to
That's
try
very
to
good.
say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny.
That's
it was
a
meant to
loop,
have a
right?
point.
Yeah.
It was meant to speak to the
Okay,
human
skip it.
condition. But where are the jokes? Where
where are the jokes? Again, nothing?
Has the room changed?
Not really. Not in the last, like, 3 or 4 skips.
Okay.
Yep. No changes.
Skip.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
I hear
Is
water.
never the end, is never the end,
Yeah,
is
I'm
never the
trying to
end,
look at
is
it.
never the end, is 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 never
Oh, yeah,
the
just
end,
one of
is
the
never
pipes
end,
is
is
leaking.
never the end, is never the
I think he's
end, is never
looping.
the end, is
You
never
think?
the end, is
Yeah.
never the end, is never the end, is
You-
never
you
the
might be
end,
correct.
is never the
Let's
end,
skip.
is never the end, is never the end, is
See
never
if we
the
drown.
end, is never the end.
Nope. There's
But there's more dripping.
yeah,
Eventually this will become a problem.
true. And I mean, this box came out of the sea, so
Ha, you're right.
if we have been stuck in this place for like 1,000 years, eventually this thing will just sink,
I
hopefully,
guess. Yeah.
or break apart.
It's finally the Stanley Parable underwater level.
Yeah.
Well, he's not here, so skip.
Okay. The room has changed.
I
The-
hear outside.
The wall has. So there was a wall in front of us that has broken down, and the ceiling has also collapsed inward. And there are plants coming in, but we have no way to get outside.
Uh-huh. We're in the middle of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the apocalypse has happened.
Yes.
I'm calling it now. You will skip ahead at some point to the collapse of the universe or something.
Oh yeah, the restart, and we just get back to this point, and at some point, right, we loop basically the entire universe.
Oh, and then we have to skip the game.
Yeah, and or we decide not to skip and tell him, look, not a good idea.
Oh yeah, and prevent him from going down this horrible negative self-talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's skip.
That would be the good end. Yeah, skip.
We have sunlight. We can see light outside. This is unbelievable. And it's lagging again, but yeah, the ceiling is falling more and more inward.
There's like no outside sound now.
Nope. But that's it.
Not much going on.
Let's skip.
Yeah. Oh, it's slowly becoming like his memory place. The sounds. It's like birds.
That's true, yeah.
The nice music.
Also, some plants have found their way inside.
Nature is reclaiming his rotten mind.
Mm-hmm. So this one corner where the ceiling has caved in has now some ground, some earth on the ground, and some ferns are growing.
Oh, the fern! Remember, it's important.
Yeah. I don't think one of these is the right one, so let's skip because I don't trust these ferns.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So more earth, but
Creepy.
the plants are all gone, and we can't see outside anymore. It seems to be night. Oh.
Ice Age.
It doesn't seem like icy. It just seems like windy. I don't know. But yeah, the dirt is slowly piling up to be like a proper mound. And hopefully, if we wait long enough, maybe
we can climb out.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's skip again.
It's the creepiest vibe, this place.
Yes. Yeah, still pretty creepy.
Well, what's happening now?
Not much change, honestly. Still
The
dark
sound
outside.
is weird now. Like, what is that? Ghosts?
I assume so. I can't jump, so I can't tell you what's
I
going
want
on.
to know what's going on outside. What is it? Like the end of the universe? Is the sun burnt out?
I mean,
Like, we don't know how much time we've been skipping.
that's true.
It was getting longer and longer before, so this might be like super long.
I can't see any stars or anything like that. But then again, we still have atmosphere, right? Assuming that Stanley needs atmosphere.
That is an assumption.
Well, let's do the
Not
one
much
thing
to
we
do,
can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everything is okay. We have a way out. Everything is turned slightly to the side, like the whole
Oh my god.
box collapsed to the side.
Yeah. I love how he's just gone now.
Yeah. The button also collapsed, so I think we can't.
Oh, you
press it
can't
again.
skip anymore? Okay.
But one of the corners has broken open, and there's blue sky out. Okay, it's just a desert around us everywhere. Can we get up there?
Wow, that's so cool.
There's literally nothing but sand around us, and
Arrakis, home of the spice.
I'm gonna get on our box in case we find any worms. I can't actually. That's a shame. Well, in that case, let's make some more noise and find a worm to ride.
I mean, what's happening? Can we just walk into the desert?
Yeah, so it's empty desert. There are we can see some wind in the distance moving the sand. Okay, we have a black screen. Loading.
The music was implying something good and wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like coming home.
Yes. We are at the start of the game again.
Wow, okay.
What?
The end is never the end is never the end, Vincent.
Well, has he changed?
Yeah, I wonder. We
Let's
need to try.
Find out.
Yeah. Would be funny if it's just a different person now.
Well, so far, no commentary.
Oh, is he just gone?
Interesting. So the door that said new content now has a giant. It is still open, even
Yeah.
further than before. It still says new content, but next to it now is a neon sign that says new content.
I know where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I'm glad
Okay.
he's back.
Yeah, me too. It looks exactly like the beginning. What did he want to show us?
Something exciting.
Yeah, but one of his monologues said, right? He talked about how he wanted to show us true fear of existence and all
Oh,
that.
that's true, yeah. The fear that comes.
Mm-hmm. Looks pretty much like we just skipped the Disney ride and are now back in the very first elevator that
You
led
see,
us.
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Okay. So it's just an office space. It looks very much less like the office of the Stanley Parable, which is very like 90s, early 2000s. This
Yeah.
looks like a startup.
I see. Uh-huh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
There are posters on the wall. So this is the reception area. And the poster at the wall say, "The end is never the end. Again." Or instead of his employee number was 417, it now says 427.
Wow.
And the 2 is red.
Because it's Stanley Parable 2.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a sectioned off part that we can't interact with. And this is a reception desk. And then there's Investor Showcase, the Stanley Parable 2. And an arrow, which we're going to follow.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
On the back of the poster wall, there are 2 more posters. One of them just has a big yellow 2, like the line TM. And the other one says 2 in a lot of different languages, right? Twa and tu and twi and
Zwei.
dukes. Yeah, and I never noticed it, but the German zwei is very much different from all the other ones. There are basically variations of tu and du, or dos.
It's like, you've seen that video where all the languages say butterfly and stuff, and then eventually the German guy says Schmetterling! German is different.
Yeah, that's true.
Science.
So
Wissenschaft!
well, that's an important one. It's a serious one. We can't have it called science.
Everything is serious in German.
That's true.
Schnell, schnell. So where do we go now?
We follow the paths through this office space, through an opened for us glass door.
They really modernized the place.
Yeah. They are back, the 2 doors. There are whiteboards. Number 1, more TSP. Number 2, better TSP. And sequential mind share. A huge 2 next to it. The color red. Leverage, holistic value. 1, and then an arrow 2, paradigm shift, and an arrow to synergy, brick and mortar approach.
Just business buzzwords.
Yeah, envelope, client-centric marketing.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's it. What else? Then the Stanley Parable, and on the poster is a huge brain, and one of the brain halves is red. The Stanley Parable 2, and it's not one fern, but 2 ferns.
Are we between 2 ferns, would you
Oh
say?
no! I'm going to press a button.
Skip.
Now, to be clear, I
following.
haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Another whiteboard. Meeting plan. 9 o'clock. Scrum. 10 o'clock. Design pitch. 11:30. Break. 11:35. Pitch design. 12:02. Number 2 chat.
They really like their 2s.
And there's a stick figure with a giant head. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs, question mark, question mark, question mark.
What does it mean?
And then at the lower right-hand corner, who took the red marker? And then in red marker, me. This way to the show floor. Oh, okay. They actually have like a mini cinema with a giant red carpet.
Nice.
New features. And they have a bus here. New content. Can we take the bus? No, we can't. Damn it. Then a section of door. And then Expo Hall 2. Oh, wow. Okay, this is a giant expo floor with like a ceiling that we can't even see because it disappears into the clouds. And above us, like everything is made out of concrete. And right in front of us is the Stanley Parable 2 in like 5-meter high ladders. And behind that are, like above that and behind that are these steel riggings that have
Cables?
no, just posters and the Stanley Parable 2 reassurance buckets and like a giant poster of a profile of a person where the picture is inside the profile that has like a nature scene with trees in it.
All right. Cool.
That was the door behind us.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay, I guess we can try out some new features. So, to the right is the merch store. Of course.
I was wondering if they're going to put a cash shop in Stanley Parable.
There's a QR code, and I wish I had my phone with me, but I don't.
Yeah. Sorry, that's too involved.
To the left is the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
Wow. Does it work?
Hear your name in the game.
She's going to read my
Let's
name.
see.
Vincent.
We'll see.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes,
Is it going to say Stanley?
we'll see. He has like multiple buttons here next to each other, and it says the road to the perfect button. And the first button is huge, and it says too big. The next one is tiny, too small. And then It's the normal button we see everywhere. It's just right.
Yeah, okay. Can you push the button?
Yes, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. And it's a button that has a speech bubble.
Or
that
is
has,
it just going to
says
say
name.
the name of the player playing the game?
I hope not. Let's press it.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. Of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim and really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
This is
Okay,
so...
here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself
Shut
living as Jim.
Skip button,
sleeping
please.
and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yes, I can feel
If
it.
so, then please step forward and press the button.
Of the New Hampshire Dark Magics.
I
This
am
is really
the
funny
Jim.
to me because if your name happens to be Jim, this is like a huge mindfuck.
Yeah. True.
Okay, we have sufficiently imagined that we're Jim. We're gonna push the button.
Yes, we are the Jim. We don't need the Jim.
Jim.
You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
That's not how I say my name, Jim.
It's a really bad recording
It
too.
hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
There are two doors here. I'm just gonna... Nope, can't use that one. I assume we can't use the other one too. I don't think... Has there ever been a door we could
No,
open?
no, that's not how this game works.
Probably not, right? That's sad. Well, back to the expo floor. We've seen that.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
But like, just put many games on Steam. Like Stanley Parable 2, Jim Edition, Stanley
Yeah,
Parable
yeah.
2, Albert Edition.
Uh-huh. You just need your edition.
Yeah. Maybe just have an input field before you press the button. Or a combo box and you have to select your name. See, I could be a game developer.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the biggest issue would be recording all the versions, right?
Yeah, but you could record many names
An
being
epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
What?
We are in the epilogue section.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that was the epilogue section. There was a giant... there were giant white letters that said epilogue, and that's it.
Okay.
And now we're on a slightly raised part of the expo floor, and we can overlook a second floor area. More of these posters with people's silhouettes filled with pictures. In this case, it's a picture of the very beginning of the game where we saw Stanley sitting at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also a giant figurine of or statue of Stanley slowly turning around, and below it says collectibles. And next to it is free, new, plus easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. And when we follow this further, a Stanley Parable 2 reassurance bucket. Oh, okay. We can see here. To the right is the settings world champion. To the left and straight on is infinite hole. And to the left is a free achievement. Where do we want to go?
Free achievement.
Free achievement. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's infinite hole somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
That's it. The paper cutout of a guy that's not even holding a real trophy. He's holding a picture of a trophy. free achievement. Get yours right now. Number 1, pull the lever. Number 2, receive your new achievement. Number 3, no more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Do it.
Oh,
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
standing in front of a machine, and we are. This is a weird mix between some behind-the-scenes stuff and the wooden cabin, because they had like part of the wooden cabin cut out and put here, basically.
All right.
And there's a lever.
Pull it.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Achievement.
I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Achievement.
All right.
I need this achievement.
Sorry,
Okay.
Vincent. You can click the yes. It's okay. As a pacifier, I will allow it. It's the Batman promised stuff to you that you didn't get. All right. What was the other stuff? What was the reassurance bucket? That sounds intriguing. Was that on the list?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at
Let's
it.
go there. Also, there was the infinite.
Yeah, I
hole.
want to
Yeah.
save that for
What
last.
other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Okay, there's also the jump circle. New
We've seen
content.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, still.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back
No.
for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
I don't
It's
want to
a-
hear this.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Das.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative
Give me
piece.
more
then.
jumps. God damn it! Onto the reassurance bucket. Settings World Champion. Wait, do we have to go all the way back? I hope not. I think we do.
Well, or go to the settings world champion.
No, we're going all the way back to the very start. We are completionists. We do all the things.
But like,
All the things, Marius.
I
We're
don't
already.
understand.
Alright, I could have went straight through, but well, here we are. What's this? Infinite Hole office decorations. The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket. Let's go there. It looks almost like this part looks almost like an entrance to a giant cathedral, like a modern cathedral, though.
Okay.
Just like 30 steps onto a brightly lit concrete entrance into a tiny dark door.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
He's coming
anytime
from
you're
the
holding
ceiling.
the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
So it's just a steel bucket, an empty steel bucket. And it used to be behind glass, but the glass just faded into the into the ground.
Can you grab it?
Yes, we are holding it like a gun,
Can you
basically.
feel
right?
it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh,
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable.
Don't take my
2.
bucket.
can you like shoot with it? Like, because this is a lot like in Half-Life or whatever, or when they present you with the portal gun or something.
I can move with the right
Do you
click. I
wield
didn't
it
know
like
that.
a weapon?
Yes, exactly.
And can you attack with it?
I can't reload it. That's a pain. I also can't do anything with it.
Okay, but we have the bucket now.
We have the bucket for now. Is there anything else
It is
here?
kind of reassuring.
Yeah, I like it. It's weird, but it is reassuring.
Okay.
What happens if we leave the exhibit with it?
Well, I say we don't. I say we go to the settings champion or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Does
just
anyone
this.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
This does remind me a lot of the Portal 1 companion cube,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Which I think in the developer commentary they said it didn't start out as a companion cube, it was just a cube. But people like went to great lengths to like take this cube along through the entire game.
I absolutely believe that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then eventually that's why they made them put it in an incinerator at some point.
Oh,
Because that is in the game, you can't progress.
that's
Like
evil.
people broke puzzles with it and stuff. I wonder if you can break puzzles here with the bucket. Somehow I don't think so.
We can't do anything, and there are no real puzzles.
Yes.
But yeah, sure. So we can go to the Infinite Hall or Office Decorations, and they're both in that direction. So let's go there.
Office decoration.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
That's so specific. Why 12?
I don't know. This is, okay, well,
I love this. Get well someday. Not get well soon.
yeah. It says Happy 12th Birthday, Stepniece.
It's like come give me a hug, normal human child.
Stepniece. What even? Okay. But we have a decision to make.
Yeah.
We can press the white button for the white Get Well Someday,
Yeah.
and the blue button for the Happy 12th Birthday Stepniece version.
I like the birthday.
Okay, let's take the birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually
No.
really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
He just released
The
a
treatise and manifesto thing all over again.
he just released a ton of white balloons,
Awesome.
and now they're just floating on the ceiling. It's, yeah,
Like
okay.
helium balloons.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, and they were.
Actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
So there were 3 pictures of the office around, and like just one of the corners, one of the office, the desk situations, and the lounge, and no, they all have balloons in them.
Nice.
And I think the left and the right switch places, but maybe I'm imagining. We still have the bucket, by the way. Very important information.
I think that's gonna stick with us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and we are on the other side, which means we could go to the Infinite Hall, or what else was the thing? There was also
Settings Championship or
Settings World Champion and Infinite Hall.
Settings World Champion.
Okay, we go up the stairs. Settings World Champion. Is that just a closed door? God damn it.
He doesn't say anything.
No,
So what? It's just not. Maybe this. You have to do this last.
possibly.
So let's go to the Infinite Hole.
What is that? There's So on the floor next to the sign where we have to go are some pages of paper.
Uh-huh.
And it just says 2 in New Times Roman, 2 in like 6 other type fonts.
They've tried out what looks good.
So infinite hall.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also the collectible area, and there's the exit. Okay. And the map. Okay, let's go to the infinite hall and then check out all the other stuff.
Okay.
We still have the trusty bucket. Good bucket. Okay, so there are diagrams here. Time/depth. And it goes, time is the y-axis, deeper is the x-axis. And it has, from distant past is low on the time axis and in the middle of the deeper axis. Then it goes to space-like infinity is very far on the deeper axis and middle on the time axis. And time-like infinity is middle on the deeper and very high on the time axis. Distant space-time is middle time and on the very left
I don't
of the deeper.
understand.
That makes
Like
perfect
none of
time.
this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't,
And the
I'm
point.
not sure it's supposed to make sense.
No, I don't think so. Just basically, it's time and space related buzzwords, essentially, right?
Kind of.
And in the middle of it is an arrow that says falling
Yeah.
towards whole like infinity. Well,
Should we just jump in the hole?
the infinite hole. Well, we haven't seen a hole yet, but there are more diagrams. There's an opening, and there's a hole in a white space, and above that it says opening, and it's just showing the range, basically.
Uh-huh.
And there's the rim is marked, and then surrounding area is marked, and depth, and in parentheses, infinite.
Right.
That's figure number 3. Then we have 3-dimensional graph that has that is a plane with a hole in the middle, basically, that says in the middle is the entrance, and at the bottom is infinity.
Right.
And then we have
I think I'm getting a picture here of what this is.
really
Yeah.
infinite hole chart, and then it's just hole, depth, space, more hole, question mark, question mark, question mark, science, infinite, more, falling. And it's some sort of machine with a hole in the middle, I guess. And at the bottom it says educational use only.
Nice.
And then finally, I think this is the last one. There is a very large and very detailed picture, maybe drawing, of a landscape from like how do you call that, a querschnitt, and
A vertical slice.
a vertical slice, thank you, of the different Earth.
Geological strata.
Sure. And there's a whole...
Leave a comment, tell us how that's actually
Yes.
called.
And it seems very scientific in some ways.
Sure.
All of them are named and all that. And there's a depth chart next to the entire picture. And in the middle there's just almost like the line, like a squiggly line with a loop in the middle. And at the bottom of it, it says, it just keeps going.
Nice.
More hole. And here we go.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Well, I mean, none of his other stuff has worked. So I'm assuming this won't work either, which means it will be safe to go in the hole.
You want it?
Absolutely.
Yes, me too. Okay, we're falling. Still falling. Still
You see,
falling.
isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Weirdly,
Now
there's
then,
light here.
Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Press G to return to the surface.
Oh, that's convenient.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
I bet it's not
Maybe do it
infinite.
on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
And we still have the bucket, so I'm not afraid.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the dimension of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
No.
All right.
I'm shaking the camera. No, this is not infinite.
Yes.
I have my bucket. I'm not afraid.
Well, he's gonna rename it the Mostly Infinite Hole.
Is he, though?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we can still press G to get back to the surface.
Yeah, do it.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Let's just go back in.
Nah, we've seen it.
Okay. Mostly infinite hole. Yeah, okay. You remember.
He actually did. Nice.
This was, there's a door over there. I'm wondering where all these doors go. And there's a... And that's where we came from, and we can't go further up. Okay. Well, I guess... Back to the expo. Okay, that was the... We have seen the achievements. What else? There's collectibles.
Yeah.
We've seen the Mostly Infinite Hole, but collectibles. Collect them all. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Okay. Ooh. So in front of us is a dark room, and in the middle of the dark room is an orange orb that seems to be floating, and yeah, like it looks like a little sun almost, and it has golden specks of something floating off it.
All right.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, interesting. The light slowly faded, and I think around it are just a ton of people bowing and
Worshipping this
worshipping
idol.
the light. Yeah.
Yeah. Games do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you, bottle collecting in Disco.
And we didn't even get money for it.
Well, we did some.
You cheated.
Well,
Can we-
yeah, the upgrade, I guess. This is very epic music.
Yeah. Can we actually do anything here? I'm not sure.
Well,
Everything
he
is-
said in the next game, right? You can't collect
Yeah.
it
No. I
yet.
mean, how do we get out of this room?
Oh.
It turned very dark all of a sudden.
Hmm.
And if we just turn around, what the hell is happening here? Okay, I'm going to turn the brightness up because I don't know where I am. Is it here somewhere? This is great
That's
content.
interesting that they caused this problem. I mean, overall, the Stanley Parable seems like tested to all hell. I mean, I'm sort of assuming that. What I mean by that is playing it is usually very smooth.
Yeah, I agree.
He says people are confused and need the bucket, but that's not actually true. Like, no one is really ever confused in this game.
I am confused about where the hell the brightness is here. What? Okay, can I just adjust the brightness on the screen? Not really.
Maybe you're not supposed to. Can you actually collect the thing in the middle?
I can't even get there.
Oh, okay.
Can't even see where I am. Maybe this way. Okay, yes, we can slowly get to it. This is wild.
I mean,
though.
it's the only thing that's lit up, so
Yeah.
we should walk there.
And okay, so they are not worshipping it; they are fighting for it, basically,
okay.
and reaching for it. Like they are jumping for it and climbing over each other and all that. And in the middle, the golden thing they were
Yeah.
trying to get is a statue of Stanley,
Yeah,
obviously.
grab it.
One out of 6.
It works. I immediately wondered where are the other 5.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around here. Yeah. Also, completely different screen, right? It was the statue in front of a blue background. Completely took us out of the game, basically.
Ah, okay. Like
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Well, we're next to the exit, but the exit is blocked.
now the settings champion.
Well, possibly. Let's look at
I mean, what else is there?
There is a map. We have seen... Okay, you are here. That's good. The jump circle, we have seen that.
Yeah.
This map, we've seen that. Free achievement, we've seen that. Also, just realized. The jump circle is at N. This map is at 5. Free achievement at Q. This button that says the name of the player that is playing the game is at B. Merge at Z. Settings World Champion is at hashtag. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket is at B times 2, or not times 2, to the power of 2.
Power.
Office decorations is at 3. Epilogue is at semicolon. Collectibles is at A9. Infinite Hole at K. And exit is at E.
Exit makes sense.
Yeah, but
The other seem a bit arbitrary.
I agree. But we're standing next to the exit and it's blocked. So
Well, which of these haven't we seen?
I think the only one is
The championship.
The epilogue? No, we have seen the epilogue. Yeah, I think you're right. The settings world champion.
That's on the map, right?
Yeah. let me
Let's go there again.
There's one path we haven't seen.
Mm.
Oh, actually, this is the... Wait. Okay, it says exit, and below that is an entrance, and that is blocked, but apparently that's not the exit, because here it says exit to the right, and there's a stairway. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna follow that.
Sure.
And I hope he doesn't take the bucket.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
More stairs up, up, and we're done. And then there is a cylindrical room with a ton of yellow chairs in it, or orange chairs in it, and in the middle is a giant pit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
So it's
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Loading. The Stanley Parable 2. And
Nice.
we're moving into a red corridor that is sort of waving before us. And it's very almost liquid. And the camera just moves through it. It reminds me of the
Caverns of Solaris.
no, not so much. It's more like for some reason the not Stanley Parable, what the Stephen King.
What?
What's-
Like Shining?
Yeah, Shining, exactly.
Oh, okay. That's
We're
creepy.
coming up on another door. Yeah. So it's more like the
The hotel.
yeah, and the hallway curve
Yeah.
in front of us, but it doesn't stay curved in a single way. It just like it's a long hallway, and the end of it moves around.
Yeah. Like in a bus.
Exactly. And we can Stanley Parable settings, credits, begin the game, quit to Disco. Begin
I
the
mean,
game, I guess.
We have to. We got this far, Vincent.
Okay, here we go. Loading. Also, again, everything was painted red. Looked sort of sinister.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We can click to skip.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
So
number
it has a skip button now?
427.
Is that
And
what you're
Employee
saying?
number
Yes.
427's
Okay, click
job
it.
was
And there
simple. He
there are
sat at his
balloons
desk in
everywhere.
room 427 and he pushed buttons on the key.
All right.
So it just has all the features, just what he said. I'll just walk around. then.
Still no jump button, god damn it.
Well, there was a jump circle.
All
that
of
was
his
promised.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There are balloons everywhere.
Okay, go to the meeting room.
Yeah, sure.
I think this would be a good way to end, to just go do the mind control thing again.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes!
The bucket! Okay, interesting.
We got the bucket. Now I'm looking for collectibles.
Shut up! Oh
Stanley
god.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Left or right?
Ah, come on, let's go right.
Right. Interesting.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
No collectibles yet.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
No
No,
collectibles.
never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Alright.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Still no collectibles. But meeting room.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, that's a door we can open. Collectible, 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 collectible. I don't see any collectible.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as
just gonna
clear as
leave.
day.
No,
This
no,
broom
no, you
closet
don't
believes
get
it
to
deserves
keep
the
the bucket.
bucket.
No.
Coming to a
No, go to
staircase,
the closet.
Stanley
No.
and the bucket walked
I've already
upstairs
left.
to
No,
the
come on,
boss's
Vincent.
office.
It's too late.
Oh man.
I'm looking for collectibles.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding
Do you remember
light
the number?
pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him
2841.
always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Oh.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tent that Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Guess what I found?
What?
There's a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
2 out
no
of 6.
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, well, I guess we follow the path to
Yeah.
the mind control factory, I want to say. And see where the bucket leads us.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
He's kind of
comforting
overstating
him,
this.
reassuring that in this darkest
I
moment of
don't think you can
uncertainty, he
appreciate
would
the
be
bucket
right.
enough.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, bucket. Can we just go up again? We can just go up again. But not now. That didn't sound good. I think the elevator just broke. Well,
Are you in it? Or
no, we moved out.
oh, okay. Well,
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Into the mind control facility. Click the light button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
There were sparks again. I don't remember sparks here the first time, but maybe I'm wrong. And the CCTV.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I thought the bucket is here to help us, not for us to help the bucket.
that gives Stanley purpose, you know? It's good to have
Yes.
someone to care about.
Yeah, true.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I wonder, have they really redone the entire audio for
Everything
the
and just
game?
added bucket lines.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
But here was the proof. The heart of the
is
operation.
insanity.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yes.
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
It does
They
feel less lonely.
high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Okay, let's
All right.
click the off button
Yeah.
and be done with it.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned,
Memento?
but it was
Memento?
one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No, throw the
Even
bucket.
facility
Throw the bucket.
itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
You could have thrown the bucket outside.
Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find
Is
out.
this the part where it shows us how to be afraid of darkness?
And eternal isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps.
Well, we're loading. We're back at the start and the bucket is gone. No.
But you had to pick it up, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, like...
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
We're back in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did you pick up the bucket? We're not done yet.
I don't know how long this episode has gone, but it feels like forever.
I know. But I feel like I need proper closure.
Uh-huh. There's
And
also...
like, yeah.
There's a pamphlet here on the side of the wall. Figurine Finders Committee.
Oh,
Meeting
shut the fuck
today in the meeting room. There is the bucket.
I mean,
I see the bucket.
like, we could go and leave without it, right?
Right.
But I kind of want to know what happens when you put it in the janitor's closet.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do
Stanley
that.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I kind of like that the game doesn't let you end it
Stanley
with this
clutched the
clinging
bucket tightly
sort
to
of.
his chest and entered the door.
It doesn't feel completely healthy to have this pacifier bucket.
Yeah,
Like,
you might
like
be
you're
right.
not quite complete with it.
So we are now in the meeting room.
Yeah.
And they have written on the wall, there will be a reward for finding him.
No,
them all.
that won't be.
And mission status.
God.
Number 1, inside of a sequel exhibit. Number 5, nearby a fireplace. And then number 2, a large room. Lots of boxes, question mark. Number 3, stairs. Something to do with stairs.
Oh, it tells you where they are. This is so perfidious. So which ones have we found? The exhibit room we have.
The exhibit room and nearby a fireplace.
Ah, that was the last one?
Guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have, can you read the 4 that we're missing?
A large room, lots of boxes, question mark. Number 3, stairs, something to do with stairs. Number 4, somewhere both red and blue. And number 6, a private but smelly place for an important person. So I think the number 6 is pretty obvious, but the other 3?
What is number 6? Bathroom?
The bathroom for the boss, I assume.
Ah, okay. Yeah, big room with boxes, I don't know. There are stairs in the game, right? Just a staircase at some point.
Yeah, I mean, stairs, something to do with stairs. Well, on the way to the boss there are stairs. So it's
Well, I can definitely go to the boss. Yeah. Right, because of the restroom.
I mean, there's so much information here. There's a mind map, I think you call it. Like ideas in the middle, and then just can we sell them? Question mark. Obviously, more dollars if sold together, and just there's also with red paint on the wall. Trust the completionist instinct.
They got us so bad.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. This is such a funny parody of Portal, honestly.
Why wouldn't they just tell us
The
something
cake
will
is
happen?
a lie. That kind of stuff.
This investigation, this room, they feel pointless. Figures are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Well, that's the slideshow. One of the slides. Did they? Wait. No. Okay. And on the table there are like pictures of the figurines and sections of them marked. But here's the broom closet.
Ah, but that's not the bucket closet.
That
Oh,
is.
Stanley.
Oh, yeah?
Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Yeah, go to
You
it.
can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
No, do it.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons. Even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
We can't go in the closet, right?
We are in the closet, but...
Oh, we are?
Yes, but I
it's
can't
just-
put the bucket
Okay,
down.
I see.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Yes.
Here we go.
Another bucket.
There.
There's
Now it's
property of
no
Stanley
more
on the
debate.
bucket.
No
Ah.
more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I just want to put it down.
Well, you know what
All right,
has to be
I've got
done.
a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
What were you going to say?
Oh, it's a broom closet. There's one thing every player does here.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
The thing that everyone does here is just stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just stand until he starts talking and getting annoyed.
Yeah, well, in
Well.
this case, we even have a bucket to keep us company.
Is he gonna say anything?
I don't think so. So, what do we do now?
Yeah, I guess we've listened to him long enough. I don't know. I think we should. You think it's gonna just be the same thing if we turn the thing off? The machine?
Maybe. I feel like I'm still waiting for the next step in the evolution of his madness.
Yeah.
But it might actually just be that this is the game now.
Alright, let's
all the next step is finding all the collectibles, which might take some time.
relax about the collectibles. Let's turn it off one time and then we'll get out of here. For real this time, I promise. There's not gonna be anything interesting that happens that will keep us going.
Okay.
Yeah. It might just be the same thing.
Coming
he
to a
did before.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
But, there could be a collectible.
I mean, you can go up. That's not. It's on the way, right?
Up's right. Up. Okay, we are. No, there's none. I'm just gonna go down all the way real quick. Just in case.
There's stairs, right? Yeah. Just, I mean, it's on the way. We're not hunting for collectibles.
No. But we
Another
found one.
miniature Stanley figurine.
Ah, look.
This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Wonderful.
So that was the stair one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was the stair one. And now we have the one between red and blue, or red and green, I don't remember. And the one, is it here? Executive bathroom. There's another one. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the bosses chose. Okay, that's on the wall.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stan?
They're both terrible.
Encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1. Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Wonderful.
All right.
Can we open that door? Yes, we can. What the hell?
Huh?
So it's just another one of these executive rooms,
Yeah.
and there's a picture on the wall of a panda bear looking up, and someone pointing a pistol right at his face.
That's like weirdly violent and gruesome in this game.
What the
That's
hell?
not what seems out of place.
Yeah, I'm gonna explore. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just an empty room with that picture and an elevator.
It's a weird comment.
What the hell?
Well, go in the elevator.
The elevator. All right. Can we take that? Ooh. We're going down. Are there lyrics?
Yes,
singing?
someone's whispering, Stanley.
You know, I'm wondering if this elevator is actually moving.
It hasn't been looping yet.
And it's shaking, but somehow it doesn't feel real, you know?
I know what you mean. But somehow none of this feels real.
Yeah, also, we have been in here for recording for like 12 hours.
When we skipped the part, the
Was
time,
that today?
do
or
you
was
think
it-
that was in real life as well?
I don't remember. I can't tell anymore.
Yeah. But I feel it's appropriate to become a little bit deranged
Yeah,
playing this
that's
game.
true. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click on the button for the elevator again and
It's
see what
also,
happens.
this is, you know, in New Year's Eve 2013 was the last time I played this game, or the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I never touched it again. And this will be the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
minus the bucket vomiting. I like how we have a bucket now in case we have to vomit.
Yeah. And also, the night is young, my friend.
Shut up. I'm not that person anymore, but
Oh. Okay, so I was correct.
Stepping into his
Elevator
manager's
didn't really
office,
move.
Stanley was once again
Great.
stunned to discover not an indication of any
It's a
human life.
fireplace.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
okay, we've heard that.
Now,
yeah,
in his
because
darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark? But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, that's 1 minute fireplace. Do you remember what the last hint was? There was one about Wreden's...
Big room with boxes.
Ah, okay.
I'm thinking it's probably the maintenance area that you can go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight
could be,
ahead
yeah.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But so far all of them have been on the main path, basically, right?
Oh yeah? Yeah, okay.
I mean, more
Even
or less.
the executive
Lights
bathroom.
rose on an enormous room packed
I mean,
with
not
television
exactly. Just
screens.
like the stairway
What
where you had to
horrible
go all the
secret
way
did this place
down,
hold?
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket both
but
wondered
not
to
very far
themselves.
off.
Well, the maintenance area isn't very far off.
That's true.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things
That's
it
such
didn't
a
wish to do?
ridiculous
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Yes, and
happy
there are
or sad or content.
Plenty of colors
Walking,
around here.
eating, working, all of
I
it
wonder if
monitored and
there's something
commanded from
about
this
the
very
red
place.
and-
And as the cold reality of his past
I don't
began
know.
to sink in, Stanley
Yeah,
decided
those
that
two
this
are
machinery
missing,
would
right?
never again exert its terrible power over another
There was
human
that one
life.
point we had
For
in the
he and the
expo
bucket
expo
would
area. There was
dismantle
like a
the
door with a
controls
red
for
and a
good.
blue door over it.
Two best friends, Stanley and
Way
the bucket,
earlier.
up against the world.
But
They
I don't
high-fived
know
in a really
if
cool
we're gonna
way,
find those
and the
things.
bucket made a sassy comment.
I think this
Possibly
may be
not.
it,
down the
Vincent.
system.
Yeah. At least for now.
Sure, you know, in 10
Uh-huh.
years with the next DLC, we'll get the awesome reward for the figurines.
When at last they came to
Sorry, Figley's.
Stanley and the bucket waited.
Really,
in
Marius?
practice.
You don't have to apologize for that.
Yes,
This is such
they
a
had
bad
done it.
name.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to
Seriously,
live once they stepped
He
through
could
this massive
just
door.
throw the bucket
The
out.
bucket wanted to learn
Well,
to
it's
roller
just-
skate.
it's not
Stanley wanted to
supposed to
sneeze in
happen.
every country on earth.
I know.
Both of them wanted
But
to
he could.
begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
It's like he has to throw it like 2
Well,
meters.
wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Okay.
An unbearable
Can I
silence
skip this
filled the
part?
room.
We've seen this. Why are we
Uncertainty.
even watching it? But I
Until
just
finally
feel
the
like, I
truth
don't
hit
know.
Stanley square in the
I-
face.
We have
This
to leave
building
them
did
in a
not
good
want the bucket to
spot
leave.
somehow.
Even if the
And you never
citizen
know, there might
recognized
be
the incredible
differences
calming presence
in
of
the
the
game.
bucket,
Yeah,
needed the
that's-
soothing warmth of the bucket, will go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Yes.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Marius, I want to find out.
Well, maybe next time on the Stanley Parable, we'll find out. Thanks for playing, Vincent. This was fun. How did you like the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition?
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
had
agree.
its... Honestly, I think it had its weak points, but there were also a lot of high points.
I personally found the expo part much weaker than the part before. So
yeah.
the new game content or whatever, new content is better than the new content, in my opinion.
What about the Steam reviews?
That was part of the first content,
Yeah.
right?
And you like that?
Absolutely. That was like my favorite part. And when there was the skip button and stuff, and we had to skip it, and he got more and more deranged and stuff, I thought it was very effective. And I was very curious, and I went through many different moods. When it got creepy and stuff, because
Yeah.
it was nostalgic. And I too was nostalgic for the past. So it really worked for me. The expo was it was what they said, like a bunch of gags and stuff.
Yeah, true.
And then, but I do like that they also did the thing that I was expecting from the get-go, which is to mix new stuff in. And who knows what else is there. I like leaving the game not having seen everything and feeling like, hey, if I ever feel like I need to put myself in a good mood, I can go back to my old friend, the Stanley Parable, and discover new things.
And collect the last 2 collectibles.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I assume there will be more there.
Maybe
I'm
get a
I'm
reward.
gonna look up how long this DLC is actually, or how much new content there actually is.
Sure.
I'm wondering if we just missed the last like 20 minutes. That would be a shame.
Maybe, but we'll just all have to be ashamed together. Isn't that so, dear viewers? Leave some comments if you have anything to share about your experience with the Stanley Parable. Where were you when you first
Yeah,
played the
fuck
Stanley
off.
Parable? And
Yeah.
you can like and subscribe. Follow us
Yeah.
on Twitter at @Max_Play. Vincent,
Thanks.
any last words?
Thanks for the recommendation. It was a good
Yeah.
choice to look at this again.
Absolutely.
And I really enjoyed it. Even though I don't know when we started, but it was already late when we started, and now it feels like it's 2 days late.
It might be. It probably is.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye bye.